This is you in my beautiful game of League of Legends. Perhaps you bonobos want to reach gold. Perhaps some of you are good and you want to reach Challenger. Well, my associates and I are here to guide you along your journey. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Anti-Inting Association.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jupiter70 or Davalon. To preface this, I'm gonna be your jungle main today. I'm gonna teach you every little thing that I know about jungle. Now you're asking yourselves, well, why do I care? Why did I click on this video? Well, you see, when I first started playing League, over half a decade ago, I was placed in Iron 2. I then single-handedly climbed all the way to Diamond by myself, and in my solo queue experience, I have maintained a 60% win rate and achieved the desired rank that I strived for. All through high school, I played in a League of Legends as the jungler. I received the highest stats of gold per minute in the entire west coast of the United States of America. I was then scouted and put on a college varsity team in which I played against masters, grandmasters, challengers. With my teammates, I have maintained at least a 70% win rate when we play solo queue. Throughout that entire year, we had a very solid game. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my jungle guide. The first thing I want to talk about today is ganking or farming as a playstyle. What the fuck does that even mean, bro? This is like a 2009 take on what jungle should be. You should never be just ganking or just farming. That's shitty jungling. I want to redefine this. I think as a community and as junglers, we can do better than just, oh, you should be ganking or farming. No. Jungle is a complex role and that has so many different variables and so many different decisions that you could make for each and every play, and it is so intricate that you can't just put a blanket statement of ganking or farming. It's a spectrum. I'm going to redefine these. Ganking, I'm going to make domination, while farming, I'm going to make tactician. So are you a dominating jungler or are you more of a tactician jungler? And it's a spectrum, you know? There's some junglers that do the best of both worlds, and that's going to be precision jungling in my mind. So we have domination jungling, precision jungling, and tactician jungling. So these are a couple of champs that I think are synonymous with what these ideas portray. So domination, you got Lee Sin and Pantheon. They are wanting to just invade, win early, win hard, take as much resources away from you, get ahead, make sure that you can't do shit in the jungle, right? Then you got precision, people like Kindred and Viego. Yes, they benefit heavily from invading and dominating the enemy, but at the same time, they are pretty weak, and they do value farming and like being more smart about how you play and scaling into the late game. And then you have Fiddlesticks and Master Yi. Fiddlesticks is all about getting to your 3-item spike and getting your ultimate and playing around Fog of War. You're not going to be invading that often unless you have a crazy lead. You're going to be farming and getting ahead based on your items. Same goes with Master Yi. He spikes at Bork, he spikes at Ginsu's Rage Blade. He wants to scale, he wants to get his items, he wants to get his levels, and then wipe over the whole team. So you could contribute domination to that early game playstyle versus tactician to that late game. Alrighty, so what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to take a look at 3 games that I have played on my main ranked account with each of these different styles of gameplay. Now, I have live VOD review of what I did, so you get to see my thought process as I'm going through the game, and then I'll also take time to pause and review what I specifically think about each of these games and what I would do differently, and sort of do a little bit of a review and explain what I've done. So first, I would like to take a look at the matchups. We're going against a Nocturn. Now, I decided to pick Conqueror because it is a scaling rune which allows me to have better fighting capabilities on extended fights. If you look at Nocturne, he is Conqueror as well, but lethal tempo would actually be better for him in this early game scenario. Now as Rengar, when you do these level 3 invades, 9 times out of 10 you are going to win. If Nocturne has lethal tempo, it turns it more into a 50-50 rather than a 90-10. That's only if he knows you're coming and healthy on his clear. Now, when it comes to the laners, we got Kog'Maw, Sona in the bot lane. We got Smolder, Bard. It's technically usually a scaling lane. You know, Smolder's not going to have a ton of early game pressure, and Bard's going to be more focused on roaming and influencing the other sides of the map. Gwen and Vladimir are both scaling champions that don't have hard CC. So really, I'm not looking to gank a lot this game. I'm just going to focus on invading this Nocturne, shutting him out of the game, and making sure that I just make it so he can't do shit. Looks like Alawi's pushed in. Looks like Zoe's also pushed in. It's very possible that we could get rotated on here. But we are going to try it. Just for funsies. Okay, he's gonna have a reset timer here. He can't contest this. We'll just go ahead and walk straight into this. Pop our empowered Q for vision. He's going to die. I want to go straight to Raptors. We're going to skip over our Wolves. Now, our sequence is kind of fucked up a little bit here. But the idea is he is going to be coming out to this bottom side Scuttle Crab for sure. Alrighty, so let's go over what I've done so far in the early game. My first thing that I did was I did a 3-camp clear to an invade and ended up killing the Nocturne on his red buff. So, what do we know? First, I want to take a look at the time. We're at 4 minutes and 7 seconds while heading out to base to our next play on the map. We know he's cleared bot side and at least cleared 3 camps. He cleared his Raptors. We met him at red. He was doing a full clear. So he's got 2 options of what he could really do. He could go out to his Krugs, which isn't really the best option because his bottom side camps are going to respawn in about 15 to 30 seconds. His Grump's going to be respawning at about 420, and then his Wolves are going to be respawning about 435, 440. So, and also there's some play going on in the bot side of the map. So he could either go out top side or head to the mid-river scuttle, secure the scuttle, and then fall back to his Gromp and start his sequence over again. So he's going to be stronger on the second clear. He's going to have better camp timers. Like, he's got better camp timers than me. That is for sure. But we're going to utilize this by transitioning into ganks. Okay, it looks like he took my bot side. I'm going in. Took my Krugs. Okay, unfortunately he dies. Okay, so we were correct about the read of him being bot side, but what we did not account for was him actually running to invade first to take away my resources. This is a beautiful example of the outside in rule, where you take the most dangerous threat first, especially considering where the enemy jungler will be, then fall back to neutral and then passive income. This is a very staple rule of jungle, and a lot of junglers use this. So what he did was he took my Krugs, then rotated bot, and then is most likely going to fall back to his Gromp, which we can utilize that and possibly invade him, especially where we're so much stronger than him in the early game. Fantastic. Look mid, see what's going on. The perfect opportunity to segue into a Durgan. Really good rotate from our Bard here. That was awesome. Even without having Bard here, we would have been able to make that play. Because we know he went out topside after he died again on his Gromp. So he's gonna be clearing down. Saw that I was bot for a gank, and I took drag, so he's gonna be taking my whole topside. So I can take his Wolves here, and then also, and then I should be good to reset, and he should not be here whatsoever. Could honestly take his Gromp too. Gonna give you the most value. Can walk to shadow this. Kind of. I don't know how to feel about it. Kind of bad. I'd like to take a second to pause real quick and analyze the situation at hand. So we have our Nocturne chasing down our Bard support. Our Bard is about to die, so as soon as that Nocturne goes through his tunnel, he's going to get the kill. Now, we got a couple options as Rengar here. We're basically going into a 3v1 blind, and we can either choose to jump on the support, the Nocturne, or disengage. Those are the 3 main options we have right now. Now, if we jump onto the support, Kog'Maw and Nocturne will be able to roam over and give us a 3v1, and we will lose that 100%. Not only that, but Sona, this is something you learn as you play Assassins, but Sona is capable of healing, and she's got remarkably high base armor and base health. So when you jump on her and try to full combo her, she'll be at like 100 health, and then just pop her movement speed in her heal and run away, and you effectively don't get the kill or anything off of jumping on her. Now Nocturne, he's blown his whole kit, he's low on mana, low on HP. If I jump on him, he might get healed by the Sona, but it's going to be a more guaranteed kill rather than jumping on the Sona and having Kog'Maw come over and killing me. Sweet. Got the kill. That was pretty damn good. We know he's topside for sure. Oh my fucking god, bro, of course. I want to be very careful with what Nocturne's doing here and ready to rotate in a heartbeat. Nice, didn't even need me. Still want to show up and hover that. We know where he's going to be. Like, the thing with Domination jungling is you need to be very attentive to where he's at. Jungle tracking needs to be a top priority. Know exactly where he is, what he is doing, why he's doing it. This guy doesn't even know where I'm at. He's just lost. You know, even though, right? Even though this guy had a CS lead in the beginning of the game, I was able to pull it back. You know, he was able to sequence a little bit better. Not a big deal. He ain't doing shit now. He ain't doing shit when I shut you out the game and take all the objectives. Sweet. Got his ass. There we go. That's a good pick to get. It looks like the Gwen got the Nocturne as well. They tried to cross map while the Alawi was messing around with us. Didn't really do a good job of it though. We were able to get the kill. I survived, and now we can just translate this into a dragon. Take a pot. We'll take a strength pot here just in case there's a fight going on. But we do want this. Fucking Smolder. At least he has TP, right? Okay, we don't want to fight Alawi. That is a bad no-no. Okay, we are gonna want to get vision control here. Honestly, we just take this. They gotta respond to top. Not much they can do here. Lowy is rotating up. Doesn't matter. So you might be wondering why I decided to call Baron here. Well, the main reason is because we have established pushed in the top lane and the bottom lane, which realistically means one person needs to respond to each of the lanes, otherwise they're going to be losing out on resources. So that automatically makes this fight a 5v3 if they decide to contest it. And that being said, the jungle is on the bottom side of the map, so there's no risk of a smite steal going down. Just focus on it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, got it. Okay. So now we just want to match our team. We can engage that. Get her with the root. Sweet. Back up. Just playing slow with our team. We can wait for another ult to come up. We're just playing very slow. I'm actually going to walk down bot. I don't have ult. I don't have a hard engage or utility. So I'm going to make sure we can get a 1-3-1 going. And I'm low health. So I'm going to give the most amount of value by allowing our team to rotate here if I get the wave pushed out. So as my job, I jumped on the Zoe, locked her down, got the utility for my team. And now I can extend that utility through bot lane. So they should be more than fine here. I would like to clarify this play a little bit deeper. After we do a hard engage mid, we blow our ult and our kit on the Zoe. We end up getting the kill and securing it. I now have no health, right? Even if a team fight breaks out, I'm just going to get one shot and I'm going to be watching my team hoping they don't throw through a gray screen. Instead of watching them through a gray screen, I want to apply pressure on the other side of the map. We have top wave pushed in. Our team is 4-manning down mid. So I can rotate down bot lane, catch that wave, push it in towards tower. If my team gets wiped, I'm still gathering gold and experience. I can back off and reset and we can regroup. If they manage to win the fight, we can then push for an end and close the game out. So this way I'm just securing more resources for myself in case the worst case scenario happens, especially where I can't do anything to support them. And it looks like they just wiped their team and they're going for the end. So instead of taking tower, I'm going to walk. Actually, I'll take it just to be safe. Rengar does take towers really fast. Something that he's nice at. And then we can just go ahead and end here. And there you go. That is how you play an aggressive dominating jungler and shutting out your enemy jungler by jungle tracking. So we're going to be playing Graves on this second one. He's also a really good jungler that is focused on precision rather than a forced dominance or passive farming. Graves can kind of do it all, you know. He's got early game pressure. He's also got late game scaling, you know. He relies on items but can also pull off early ganks, and he's a very versatile duelist. So let's see what we can pull off against a Phase Rush Ghost Udyr, right? Alrighty, so I want to go over a couple of the matchups that we have in this game. So we have Gragas versus Sion. Now Gragas has Phase Rush, which means he is not really going to be engaged in a lot of all-in trades. And Sion has Grasp. He's going to be scaling. Now, this lane with Phase Rush and Gragas, and I have no hard CC, I'm never going to be able to gank this. As well, this is better for Sion if I actually just ignore the lane and let him scale into the late game, because the more interaction he has with Gragas, it's actually going to be worse for him in the long run. When it comes to fighting my Udyr jungle, he's got Phase Rush, which means he's most likely doing the AP tank build. Udyr has a really strong level 1 through 4, so I don't want to see him at all in the early game, and I want to try and make plays on the other side of the map of where he is, or focus on counter ganks to shut him out of the game. With Katarina, she's running Dark Harvest, Teleport, and Ignite. Has a Korean name, so most likely is going to be a Smurf, so expect lots of roams from her, expect her to be making plays around the map. With bot lane, we have lethal tempo on both our Ashe and the Kai'Sa. That is a very important thing to keep in mind, right? They both have a scaling stacking rune. If you look at that, that means that they are going to be doing a lot of all-in trades early, and they have the capability to do a lot of extended fights. So we want to be attentive to bot lane to see what they're doing. The supports are Lulu and Thresh as well, both very perfect champions for incorporating this all-in and extended playstyle that is going to be happening. So a lot of the action is going to be on the bottom side of the map, so we want to plan for this and keep this in mind as we are going into this game. Alright, so main reason also I want to be going top down here is we want to stay the fuck away from Udyr. We don't want none of that smoke, dog. He shits on us early. Like, just shits on us. So we got to get a lead on him outside of the lane and focus on other avenues of getting a head over him. Because we're not winning him in a 1v1, dude. It's just not happening. Yeah, we got flash for that. That's huge. We just walk on that, dude. Bro, what is she doing? That was ass cheeks of her, dude. Alright, we're just looking to reset, head out top, and then we can sequence down. Let him know that I'm there in case he does rotate. Got also missing mid. Okay, mid's back. Okay, we're just gonna leave Grump and immediately go. I'm on my way. We want to switch to her. This zone off. Back up. We don't have advantage here anymore. This is really good. I allowed our team to get out there because I showed. Make sure that there's not any vision. Just look for a gank mid here. Sweet. That was a perfect smoke screen there. So, to start out this game, what we ended up doing was both me and the Udyr started top side and we worked our way down. I did go for a level 3 gank that didn't end up working out, and then I was behind the Udyr by a camp for the rest of our first clear. Now, after he finished Scuttle Crab, he ganked bot, and then we ended up killing him, but they did get our Thresh in this exchange, and Katarina showed down late and decided to 1v3 for no reason, which I don't know why she did that, but great for us. We got a free kill on her. I then reset to match the Udyr top, going back down. Once we did our second full clear, he actually ended up ganking bot lane again, and I was able to shadow and shut down any potential kill on our ADC that would have happened. And then when I went to fall back to start farming again, I noticed that the Katarina was overextended in the mid lane, and our Lux was incredibly low on the tower. So I anticipated the Katarina would try to dive where she had full health and ignite still up, so I decided to shadow that just in case she decided to go in and go for the kill. As you can see, the result of me just exhibiting presence and knowing where the Udyr is going, what he wants, what the Katarina wants as well, I was able to completely shut down their game plan and actually capitalize off of their over-aggressiveness and overzealousness at making plays in the bot side of the map this game. Okay, they did not give a fuck that I had pinged him bot. Bro. This is free drag. That was really bold of him to just walk into my jungle like that, especially as far behind as he is. Nice. Dude, Maw is so huge! Who gives a fuck about Lulu, dude? We get feats of strength with this, too? Dude, unironically, I was in perfect position for that shit. Boom, perfect. We got Katarina, even if she's here, dude. Nah, she just dies to minions. Unlucky. Nice. Dude, Maw is literally the best item in the game right now. Holy crap. A simple item, like, completely counters that entire Katarina pick, bro. I mean, like, Thresh is making plays. A lot of them were troll, especially in the mid-early game. But honestly, like, now that I'm in a position where I'm strong, I can just sort of capitalize off of them. I'm just gonna shadow this Scion. Actually, we're backing? Yeah, I'll sync up with team. We want to sync here. We want to sync for sure. This gives us a good back too. We have Bloodthirster, like we're chilling. We just head back out, give everyone our blue buff, and then just start doing our split pushing. Like he's got ult, so he's fine. He's not gonna die. Next item, Stridebreaker. Honestly, unironically, Stridebreaker would be kind of gas here. Just sort of stay on top of everybody. I know the last item. Guardian Angel, dude. Gives me such good plays, man. Guardian Angel is the way to go. Just give me that much more tankiness and sustain in fights. I mean, I'm to the point where one item, they don't really have pen. Like, I'm just countering them, honestly. Freaking beautiful. Like, I'm not taking damage from these top 3. Like, I can just focus all my emphasis into countering now this AD carry with, Oh, fuck! Holy CC lock, bro! Bumba! And I just stand there like a tank. I can't be taken down. What are you gonna do? I just stand there, unfazed, a menace to society. Dude, now that's how it's done, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you jungle. Bomba! Woohoo! Oh my god. Say hello to the most perfect game of League of Legends you've ever seen, bro. Precision jungling, ladies and gentlemen. That is how it is done. Let's go!
Thank you for enjoying another video from the Anti-Inting Association. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. I would love to spark engaging discussion. If you have any personal questions relating to our channel or business or any coaching inquiries, you can reach me at aia.questions.coaching@gmail.com. Other than that, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, as well as turning on your bell notification. It goes a long way to reaching all corners of the globe, and I genuinely appreciate your support when it comes to this new channel. Anyways, have a lovely day, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.